This is a Fatal 4 podcast.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Didn't get all of it.
Welcome to Didn't Get All of It. Tonight's show is jam-packed with wrestling. We have the WWE 2025 Royal Rumble to discuss, and we've got plenty of fallout from that, including the Elimination Chamber picture being coming together. So let's get into it. We've got some of the Fatal Four with us tonight. I am Cody Carlson, and with me is B-Rob.
The B stands for... Give me something, Cody. Give me something. You usually do it. That's why I asked you.
Butt.
There we are. I love some butt.
And the butt man himself, Noah Stewart, is here as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing.
Yep.
That's what people know as me by.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Especially John.
Yeah.
And Paul is not here this episode, but we do have a very special guest coming to you all the way from Japan. Or sorry, I misread my cue card here. All the way from Didn't Get All of It, Japan. It's Kaz Wheeler.
I mean,
That's
he
right.
lives further enough down in Texas. He could be from Japan.
Basically, yeah. But no, Paul has actually been traded to Didn't Get All of It, Japan, and now I'm here. So now
Wow,
Paul
that
has,
is
Talent acquisition.
that is the most shocking trade to happen all week. That is
exactly. And now Paul has to watch Dan Chuko Dino dry hump an entire office full of people.
Oh, my God.
I don't think he knows what any of those words mean.
He
I
will.
barely do.
And you're on that show.
I know.
But this is not that show. This is this show. This show is Didn't Get All of It, and we got a lot to talk about today. But if you enjoy what you hear, please subscribe and write us a review, and head over to patreon.com/fatal4 and give us some money, and you'll get more content. But more on that later. Let's jump into things. We have a Royal Rumble to talk about.
Hang on. I have one thing I need to get off my chest here.
Oh,
real quick.
oh no! Oh,
Are you
Noah's shooting.
I
Pew,
saw
pew. Noah's shooting.
I saw an interview clip today on the socials of Omos saying that
Oh, no.
he liked IHOP more than Waffle House. Like, oh, like you go to Waffle House when like you're drunk and you need a snack, but you go to IHOP when you need a proper meal. And I know that we as a show, as a group, always try to find at least like one nice thing to say about Omos. I cannot find it in myself to do that today. Waffle House is better, is the superior chain diner. My wife, I just heard a very faint boo from the other room from my wife.
Cody has some
I've-
controversial takes.
Well, I've never been to Waffle House, so I cannot.
Oh,
But-
that's right. They
Can't
don't have
comment.
them up there.
Yeah, I didn't realize
No.
that wasn't a thing up north.
Yeah, it's a
No,
southern.
we got IHOPs and we got
establishment.
Denny's.
So, well, comparatively, Denny's and IHOP, which one do you prefer?
I don't know the last time I ate at a Denny's. There used to be one in my hometown when I was younger, growing up, but I only went like maybe once or twice. I just by default would have to say IHOP.
Bit.
I struggle to think of anyone whose preferred is Denny's. I feel like that's definitely the C tier of chain diners.
They have some delicious banana pancakes that I
Oh.
stumbled upon because I used to work overnights, and Denny's was one of the only places that was open and delivering during DoorDash hours. So I was like, let me get that, and kind of enjoy that.
See, I think I have a hot take there.
Oh, tell me more.
Fruit does not belong on pancakes.
Not even like a blueberry spread.
No. If you want a blueberry muffin, that's where you get your blueberry, not on a pancake.
I don't know. I don't know if I can follow you there, Kaz.
But muffin is cake.
But it's a different cake.
It's different delivery of cake.
So if I took pancake batter and put it in a muffin tray and put blueberries in it, would you like it?
Oh, but then it's just a pancake muffin. It's different.
No, it's not.
Yes, the batters are different.
No, it's not. It's all the same.
Okay, well, that's where you're wrong.
I know,
Batters
I know.
are.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Anyways, that's what I needed to get off my chest.
Yes.
Okay.
The B,
That
the
was
B stands for batters.
not as good of a shoot as I thought it would be, but that's fine. Let's shoot on over to the Royal Rumble. Who watched this?
I
know I
did.
did.
Yeah.
My favorite time of the year. I love watching the Rumble.
Mhm.
Actually, here's the most important question for everybody. What was the Royal Rumble meal for the evening for you all?
Oh.
We did Korean fried chicken. Got it from
Ooh.
local chain Bonchon.
That is not a local chain. We have those here.
Oh, okay, well,
Ha ha.
we got it
But,
from a chain that is in town.
Okay, fair. Bonchon's good. Okay, B-Rob, what'd you have?
It is delicious.
So we were out for the weekend. We was going to see a Cat Williams concert. So usually, like how it Cat Williams concert, it was a concert. They had music there, so I guess so. But I was out for the weekend. So prior to the Rumble, we went to a restaurant here in Houston called Rapport. It's like it's like New Orleans inspired style cuisine and whatnot. So like a lot of Cajun food, seafood, and all kinds of stuff like that. One of our favorite restaurants that we discovered. And I had Cajun deviled eggs. And Mrs. B. Rob. Yeah, so they had shrimp and sausage in them.
Oh, that's a fancy deviled egg.
Yeah, it is. Mrs. B. Rob had like a super large crab cake with some asparagus, and that asparagus was seasoned to perfection. Mwah. I did the fingers, and I also had
the fingers.
Yeah, you know how you put them to your mouth and do the kiss. I did the fingers. This is an audio medium. I gotta make it visual for the
like
people.
like the
Easy
James
way-
Winston.
There's a name for this motion you're doing, B-Rob.
Yeah, the chef's kiss.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, but Mrs. B. Rob also had the lollipop lamb chops, very very delicious, and I had the
All right. Damn,
stuffed
eating fancy.
Yeah, I had the stuffed chicken, and the stuffing consisted of boudin for anyone who knows what that is.
3-course
I love
meal
boudin.
for the Rumble.
Yeah,
Mhm.
fancy
I
as
think
fuck.
I think I saw that place on the morning news a couple weeks ago. It looked really good.
I highly recommend it. If the highest of high.
What the fuck, Kaz? What did you have? Escargot?
No, what did I have?
He snorted
had,
beluga caviar for
Yes.
Asian
No, I
lady.
had okra pickles.
Ooh, those
Okra
good.
pickles.
Yeah, okra pickles. They're great. I
Yeah.
personally, I think I like them more than regular pickles.
That sounds delicious.
It is.
I had Buffalo Wild Wings, and it was great.
Heck yeah.
Love their lemon pepper dry rub.
Did you
so
get
good.
their exclusive dew?
I sure didn't.
Oh, it's so good. It's like ginger and
You're
blackberry.
the-
Oh my
You're the
god.
dude boy.
Oh, that's right. I am the dew boy. Don't you forget it.
But we're not going to do boys first. We're going to do the women because it was the women's Royal Rumble match
Yeah.
that opened the show. Very exciting. Io Sky entering number 1, Liv Morgan number 2. That was nice.
Yeah. Roxanne Perez, number 3. And it's like, I know she's been here for a couple years now, but every time I see her, I'm just like, hey, I like hugged her and shook her hand and held her ROH title belt. And petted her dog and all kinds of stuff, and it's like, yay.
Yeah. I'm getting kind of tired of these Roxanne Perez NXT or rather Royal Rumble appearances. She just needs to like be on the main roster.
Yeah, be there.
Yeah. Like I have to imagine after she's done with all this Bailey stuff and like after WrestleMania, like she's got to be called up for real.
Feels like a night after WrestleMania type situation.
Yeah. But she had a good showing in this match. She broke the record for longest time in a women's Royal Rumble.
Hell yeah. Roxanne Perez, first Iron Survivor, Superstar Breakout winner, freaking within a year of her signing, freaking NXT champion, now a 2-time NXT champion. The accolades are just pouring in, baby.
Yeah, again, she needs to be called up like last year.
Oh yeah, didn't she win the Iron Survivor too?
I think so.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at go.
And then there was like a bunch of mid-carders, the two mid-card champions, which they've done absolutely nothing with since introducing those titles.
Yeah, back to back too.
Chelsea was so good in this match.
She was
Chelsea so good in this match.
I would argue that she was the most over woman in this match.
I think so. I mean, she was doing like the most entertaining stuff in the match for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anytime her presence was felt, it was, the crowd actuated that.
The clip I keep seeing is like, when like the 4 black women in the ring at the time were like having camaraderie in the center of the ring, and then she shows up and is like, me too.
Yeah, so like we talked about this a little bit on Didn't Get All of It Japan. Just that moment in itself, it reminded me of the lady on the couch surrounded by the gentleman.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Like, I don't know. There obviously there were, I think, bigger pops later in the match with certain returns and things, but from just like an overall overness, like the crowd was into her like the entire time she was in that match.
Every step of the way.
And was very like audibly upset when she got eliminated. Yeah. I mean, it's great that she's like the US champion right now, but I hope they capitalize because she genuinely is very entertaining, and I hope they don't let it go to waste.
All right. So, I mean, a lot of shenanigans happened here or whatever. Do we want to kind of go through the whole thing, or we just want to hit the notable spots of entrance and whatnot?
I mean, yeah, we can hit the notable stuff like
Lash Legend.
Lash Legend was the next NXT superstar to appear at number 9.
I was surprised by that one.
I saw that coming. They seem to be really into her.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that her tag team partner was going to get a spot as well, but it'd be what it be.
She's got the tall, which is good for the Royal Rumble.
Very athletic.
And she also got good.
I
haven't watched NXT in a
got
bit.
better. Yeah. Let's say better.
That's
Ivy Nile, I think, is really underrated and had a nice showing in this match as well. She got to show out a little bit, and then Maxine Dupree and her had a nice interaction. I believe Maxine eliminated Ivy, which got over big.
Yeah.
And then the next NXT participant was
the Butt Girl
at number 16. The Butt Girl, Ada Parker.
Yeah.
She stinks.
I bet she doesn't.
Nah, she's garbage.
She has her crowd, but like she's popular is one of those situations. I mean, she probably don't have all the skills of some of the top tier NXT people, but she has the presence and the fanfare. So
I do, just because Paul's not on the show, so he can't speak to this himself. I do think we need to point out that BFAB was in this match. She came in at number 6.
My personal Rumble draw that we were doing at my gathering at my place, I got BFAB as one of my numbers, and I was very upset about it.
Rough.
Yeah. So yeah, everybody in here was on the pool, correct?
Yeah.
So we want to just, what number did you get, Cody? You had number
I-
11, right?
I had number 11, so I got Shayna Baszler.
All right. And you had BFAB for your personal pool, but what did you have here in the Discord? Did you get on, Noah?
Yeah, I believe I had Chelsea number 5.
Okay. And what about you, Cass?
I got 28. I got Julia.
Okay. And that was another one of the NXT reveals here for the Rumble, along with Stephanie Valkyria at 24. But my number was Zoe Stark. And typically I'm excited about that, but it's just like lately, as much as Zoe's been killing it, she's a banner performer. She's been having like highlight reel freaking botches.
Yeah.
The freaking tope into the ladder that missed everybody.
Yeah.
Goddamn, the drop kick when she fell out the ring, all kinds of crazy shit with Zoe. She's just like she's a puppy dog with the zoomies.
It's a good way to explain it.
Yeah.
And then I think the next big kind of surprise, although I think we all knew this was happening, was at number 19, Jordan Grace.
Yeah.
Well, she said it wasn't happening because she had to go to celebrate her mom's birthday.
Mhm.
Yeah, she lied.
Yeah.
Liar.
Everybody working the dirt sheets this weekend.
Uh-huh. Who
She, of
would have
course,
thought wrestlers would lie?
She, of course, was in the Royal Rumble last year, but
Mhm.
what was different about this appearance was that this was as a member of the WWE roster.
She's all WWE.
Michael Cole confirmed it on commentary that she's
Part of the company now.
she's here.
No affiliation as a brand yet, but
I was gonna say we still don't know where she's gonna wind up. There's some reports that say she like signed a main roster deal, but that she is gonna go to NXT for at least a little bit, but they don't anticipate that being very long. I think it probably makes sense to have her go down there
just
from
to
now
finish out the season, right?
Yeah, until Mania. Like maybe give her the stand and deliver main event.
Mm-hmm.
Or not necessarily main event, but maybe like the women's title match there, and then call her up after Mania or something.
Yeah, that's probably the way to go. Also, did y'all see the clip that was going around of like her stomping Bianca Belair's face into Naomi's cleavage in the corner?
Yes,
and like Bianca comes up and she's just corpsing.
Laughing her ass off. That shit was
So
hilarious.
And then probably what was the coolest moment of the women's Royal Rumble match at
And
number
what
21.
Paul Mrs. Pants.
The return of one Alexa Bliss. This was a monstrous pop.
Yeah, it was.
Like really, really loud.
I mean, that was one of those Rock comes back for the first time pops.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. It was a good moment. She had a nice little Fiend tribute on her gear that the camera completely missed, but we saw clear shots of later on socials. Huge pop, well deserved. Glad to see her back. She looks like really good.
She re-debuted in the last outfit that she wore on her way out.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do we feel about her still being in that gimmick?
Still being spooky.
It seems like it's kind of
seems like it's just a stylistic choice.
Yeah, it's a little hybrid.
I
I don't
don't
think she's going to
know.
be actually spooky. Although, I mean,
she's going to be on SmackDown.
Yeah,
With the Wyatt Six.
Yeah, and she had a what's the name of her fucking doll? Lily? Is that what it is?
Lily.
Yeah.
She had a new Lily, which has like a 6 on the eye. So
that I feel like that's also a no-brainer because when she was active, like the last time she was on the roster with Lily, that was one of the most sellingest things on their website.
I'm sorry,
And
what
now they've
was
got
the
a new
word you just said?
brand new one to sell.
Selling is.
Is that a word?
Sure.
He said it.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Highest selling.
Then Selena Vega, Candice LeRae, whatever. Stephanie Vacour came in at number 24. We talked about. She had a nice little showing.
Boy.
And then another surprise at number 25, Trish Stratus.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
No, not that like it's a huge shocker, but it was just kind of like, oh, yeah, okay, cool.
What's interesting is we got Trish, but no Becky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought for sure Becky was going to be in this, and she just wasn't.
Yeah.
Instead, we did get the return of Charlotte Flair at 27, which of course was advertised. We knew that was happening.
Yeah.
Julia was a surprise at as NXT champion at number 28. Nia Jax, and then Hall of Famer Nikki Bella was number 30. Also got a big pop.
Mm-hmm.
How do y'all
cool to
feel
see her
about
back.
this? Because I was not really
I like
around for the Bella Twins era of WWE. So is this a cool thing? Are y'all excited about it?
I'm excited. I like Nikki Bella. She's had a very interesting career because there was, for a while she was very like just
Fodder. Yeah,
nothing.
just there.
Yeah, just there, did nothing, just eye candy. Flirted with the Raw guest hosts, her and her sister, like did nothing. And then at some point, there was just a flip of a switch where she genuinely became one of the best women's workers in the business.
It's like, from what I understand, like they are kind of like the proto women's revolution, right? Like they were kind of like setting like up what would
setting the table.
Be, yeah, like they would walk so that the women's revolution could run.
I would say, you could argue that.
Yeah, like their last iteration. Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, like her and AJ Lee and that crop of women for sure. While like the NXT women were doing their thing.
Yeah.
And then them calling up was like the actual catalyst. But yeah, I don't know. She put on some great, like, go back and watch some of the stuff towards the end of her like Divas title run, and it was good. It was genuinely good.
But by this time, the ring had got full of competitors and whatnot. A couple of things before we kind of hit with the winner and whatnot. Nia Jax, I believe she set the elimination record for this Rumble with 9 eliminations. I think that's the most out of the women's, which kind of came in a clusterfuck manner to where like they all like dogpiled her or some shit. Or they was all just
a bunch of them out at once.
Yeah, it's just like all at once. And it, to me, as soon as I seen that, I was just like, they're trying to set records.
Yeah. Get those numbers.
But with her entry at number 27, how did we feel? Charlotte Flair. How did we feel for the outcome of this Rumble after her entry into this Rumble?
I mean, you kind of knew it was coming.
Yeah. There's definitely a moment like after like her third elimination, it hit me like, oh, she's winning this. Like, there's no way she's not winning this.
I was fine with it. Honestly, the biggest disappointment for me was no AJ Lee.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know, like, obviously we were not like promised anything in that regard, but like it just, there were so many signs pointing towards it, and like the crowd wanted it so bad at the like kickoff event or whatever, they were chanting it, and CM Punk acknowledged it, and like I don't know, it just seemed like it made sense.
Yeah, but maybe they're saving that for Rumble season. I mean, not Rumble, like, Mania.
I was no, if you're gonna have her come in, like, you got to do it here. But we were texting all throughout this match and throughout the night, and I kept saying to you guys, like, the fact that Roxanne Perez was in the match still all the way from number 3, because like, if AJ Lee's coming back, like her and Roxanne are interacting one way or the other. So I was like, as long as she's in this match, then like there's a shot that she is that AJ Lee returns. And of course Roxanne was there all the way up until number 30 and beyond, and still nothing.
I held out hope for it or whatever, because it was one of the things that I was kind of anticipating. Also, on the other side of it or whatever was as they peeled out the NXT talent and whatnot, so Stephanie and all those other people, I was thinking it was going to be the big 4 that they got. So, obviously Jordan Grace was there, Stephanie Valcour was there, freaking Julia was in the match, and I thought they was going to probably bust out maybe Zarya, but they just kind of traded that for one of the butt girl. So
Jeez.
But I'm fine with Charlotte Flair winning. I think
as
long as she goes after Stratton, I think it's a fresh matchup. I'm intrigued by it. There's a very clear story to be told there. I saw someone online saying that it's basically The Substance, WWE style. and I think that's great, and they should like lean into that. Tiffany is a younger, better, hotter version of Charlotte, and time has passed her by, and blah blah blah. I think that's interesting and fresh, and
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't mind her winning at all.
Yeah, I agree. I think it gives you something interesting to do.
And then makes the women's chamber that much more interesting too, because now it's like that could be anybody. But we'll talk about that more when we later on in the show. One thing I actually did want to say, I meant to bring this up before we got into the Rumble match, but I can say it here. This might be a hot take. This might be controversial, but I miss, or I guess let me say, I don't enjoy these stadium Royal Rumbles. I miss when the Rumble used to be in an arena, because it's too big.
Is it the distance that they have to run after they come out of the tunnel?
It's all of it. It's the fact that like it's such a tiny stage, so like the visuals of people coming out for the Rumble are not as like impressive to me. Like I don't know anybody's fucking music because everybody has shit music now. So
True.
like, the countdown, the music hits, I'm like, I don't know who this is. So then I'm looking for like the Titantrons, and you can't see them because they're the size of an ant. Like, I understand this is great for business, and they're selling an insane amount of tickets at insane prices, and they are not having big stages because they can cram more people in. Like, I get it. But I miss the like intimacy of the small arenas, because also like the pops are so much louder in a small arena.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I mean, like when they're big, like Alexa Bliss's pop, like it's pretty loud and stuff. But like, I don't know, just
like in an enclosed space, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I miss the arenas for
the best
for the Rumble specifically.
For the Rumble, the best visuals of like the last one at the Garden, where it was just right there next to the ring.
Well, hell, I mean, the one at Dyken Park was pretty damn amazing. That's what formerly Minute Maid Park.
Is that the tag team of Shayna Baszler and Jada Parker?
No, I think that's that game that John Romero made, the like follow up to Doom. Dyken Parka. That's very specific. That I should have told that joke on my podcast. I'm sorry. Moving on.
Yes.
Everybody,
put a note for that.
Go check it. Go check out Square Circle Straight over at the beta4pod.com.
Right. Also, one thing, just not necessarily match related, but how did we feel about the new bottom of the screen graphics?
I loved it. I loved that.
I don't know. I enjoyed the idea behind it, but I didn't really love the fact that it was just on the screen the entire time.
All right. So that might be a little pick, but like overall, I enjoyed all of it. Cause like that was the first thing that I said to y'all whenever, it got underway. It was like, I love the lower third.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was neat. It's something that they've never done before. I think it ought to stick around. Made keeping track of things easier.
It was just like too much information at times. Like I didn't need to know all these like random facts while it was happening. And like
the Matt facts.
I don't really understand WWE's obsession with like the time. Like I really don't care how long someone's in this match for. Like I've never really cared.
I kind of
even like when they were like, I don't know. Like it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it's a sports field, man. For those who like.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. After that, we got the tag team WWE Tag Team Championship match, 2 out of 3 falls, DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns. How do we feel about this match? Because I was a little disappointed.
It was fine.
It was not as good as I was just hoping it would kind of be.
Yeah, Motor City Machine Guns did their thing. I hadn't really seen them wrestle on WWE yet, so I was
touching grass during this period.
I don't know. It was just very like fine. But it's just, I don't know.
Mhm.
It didn't feel like it needed to be 2 out of 3 falls. Like they didn't really
No.
tell a 2 out of 3 falls story at all.
This
It
could
was
have
just
been
kinda-
a Raw main event.
Yeah. But got to talk about the finish.
Oh yeah.
I think I
Right.
deserve like half credit for my prediction from last week's episode of Didn't Get All of It. DEI came out and attacked the wrong team. They attacked Motor City Machine Guns. But then they did attack DIY after. So I think this is a clear setup that we are going to get some kind of multi-team match at WrestleMania,
Mhm.
probably a TLC. If I had to guess.
Yeah, they're gonna start chasing them waterfalls, baby.
For those who didn't listen to last week's episode, I'm of course talking about the Street Profits.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I hope whatever they end up doing down the line is better, because not that this was a terrible match or anything, but it was just kind of
It was just kind of there.
yeah, just very middle of the road.
Yeah. Definitely like a, cool down match after a Rumble and then leading into what is like the best, non-Rumble match of this card.
I mean, yeah, I guess by default, because there was only 2 more matches after this.
Yeah.
Noah, of course, is referring to the WWE Championship ladder match, Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes. This was disappointing for me as well, but not because of like the bell-to-bell action, but just the results. I really think they should have had Kevin Owens win here.
I feel like you shouldn't be surprised though that they didn't go that way.
I was like slightly surprised,
Mm,
but definitely not shocked or anything. Like,
yeah.
I said this a long time ago, and this just affirms it for me. Kevin Owens,
Be
Finn
careful,
Balor.
Rob.
are the biggest losers.
Fuck.
They
Yeah.
get these prime spots and they lose every fucking time. And it's not their fault. It's due to the circumstances. Kevin Owens has been constantly put to the wayside because they were trying to prove a point and make this thing, with Roman Reigns. So that was no fault of his own. Then there's the curse of the freaking Universal title in the beginning or whatever, to where like he was paired with Jericho at the time, which was good, but it took away from him. And ever since then, ever since then, he's just been fodder for everything. Him, Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, freaking Finn Balor, and those 4.
I agree with you about Finn Balor, but I don't think it's fair to say about those other guys. I mean, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens main evented WrestleMania and won the tag titles. Like, that was big. Sami Zayn ended
but
Gunther's
it's the tag
historic
titles.
reign. Chad Gable, the jury's still out on, but
Yeah, but in terms of what we want and the fans want, more or less, they poo-poo.
yeah. And if we're talking only WWE, fine, but got to include Eddie Kingston in that conversation.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's branding aside, you are 100% right. I've said that also. Biggest loser until the end, and then he got hurt, so it just undid everything.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know. We'll see where they go with both these guys after. But regardless, the match itself was pretty good.
Yeah, Kevin's getting dumped spine first onto the hard part of that ladder was brutal.
Yeah, he loves taking that bump for some sick reason. And there was also I don't even remember what it was, but another spot on the ladder that was like set up against the ropes and the ladder.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that he did to Cody.
Yeah. That was sick. Cody took
That
a
was
nasty
awesome.
bump.
Oh, all of the stuff with the tiny ladder, I was dying. That all the tiny ladder was so good.
Tiny ladders.
And then of course the finish with the Alabama slam through the ladder was
That was gnarly.
God,
nasty.
Because it looked really just a little bit more rotation and it would have been a disaster. But like he hit it perfectly to where it looked like it hurt a lot, but
I believe it still did.
Yeah.
It looked like he tried to kiss his own butthole.
I mean, on Raw, he had like a visible black eye from this match, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jeez.
Now it's time for the main event.
The men's Royal Rumble match.
We know how this ends, but what was the expectation going in?
I mean, well, kind of talked about it last week, but this going into it was one of the most unpredictable Royal Rumbles. And coming out, it ended up being the most unpredictable, but for like different reasons than we thought. I don't know. We'll get to that, but let's kind of go through the match. I thought it was really cool that it started with Rey Mysterio and
Penta.
Hell yeah, that was a great decision.
I think smart move to let these guys do this, but also just like
get it out the way.
Well, regardless of Rey, like I think it was smart to put Penta in the 1 or 2 spot so that he could do his full entrance, because this is still a new character to this audience. So like I think his presentation is really important right now, and it was a good idea to let him do his full entrance with his cool pyro and everything, and to get the full Penta experience.
Yeah, and I kind of just want them to get this out of the way so they don't fuck with each other no more.
But how do we feel Penta did? Because I thought he was pretty good, but
stayed in for a long time.
Yeah, he is the longest of the men in this match.
Yeah. But like he definitely fucked up, right? Like it looked like
that
2
foot
feet.
touched.
2 feet at the floor. At one point, he like went over the ropes to skin the cat. I think it was just him and Rey, or maybe Chad Gable had come in at number 3 at this point. I don't remember, but
still.
Little skin the cat action, and I mean, pretty telling that not once did they run a replay back for that. Like
it's really unfortunate that it happened like directly on camera with like 3 refs around to see it, and they just had to like no sell it. It's fine. And the crowd was like, wait a minute.
Especially because it's like he very much like a lot of this match was booked around him. Like like B-Rob said, he was the longest lasting men's participant, and he had a lot of interactions with people.
Yeah,
did some big spots. Like they like could not, like it would have really fucked the match if they had to just be like, yeah he's out.
They could have just did the the weight scale thing to whatnot, to where like you just put your foot under the scale a little bit and lift it up so it's not the actual weight. Ref could have just kind of stood a little closer, be like, all right, let's just block this a little bit. All right, yeah, he's good, he good.
I've always been shocked that doesn't happen more. Somebody just slips.
Yeah, I mean, we only had that one famous spot with Cena and Batista.
Yeah.
Well, that, and then back in the day, Austin accidentally got eliminated. I think it was 96. I think it was. He was eliminated like I think like 3 or 4 spots early.
But who cares? They do what they want. But I thought it was cool that you did say Chad Gable came in at 3. It kind of renewed the Lucha rivalry that he has right now.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going with that whole story, that he's like channeling the dark arts or something.
Yeah, well, speculation. No, I have no rhyme or reason. It's just what people are saying on the internet, that he might be going to AAA on excursion.
I thought I read that was something that just got made up.
True.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, because the only stuff up on the internet. Come on.
Yeah, and also like if we do some tying, and I think Kaz, you can probably back me up on this if I get the promotion wrong, but if we are channeling dark arts and we going to AAA, would he be dealing with your boy, the magician?
Hechicero,
Psycho
no,
Clown?
Hechicero's CMLL.
All right, so yeah, that's why I was right. I was wrong with my direction. But also another rumor.
Magician.
Yeah. Also, the other rumor that was brought up about that when they was talking about him dealing with the dark arts and whatnot, it was Malachi Black, or your boy, Aleister Black. So many different ways they can go, just based on speculation.
I
hope
bummed
he
that
goes
Alistair
Lucha.
didn't show up here.
Yeah, I thought he would too. I kind of hope Chad goes Lucha and gets his own mask.
Yeah, he just disappears for a while and he come back like with in a lucha outfit. Fun times. Just as long as they don't suspend him from the ceiling or anything.
Oh no.
Number 5 in this match was Santos Escobar. I think the biggest wasted spot in this whole Rumble. He did not need to be in this.
I like Santos.
I
mean,
Santos
he's
too, but he
fine,
didn't really
but,
do
like,
a lot.
He didn't do anything, and it's just like, I don't know.
I mean, a lot of people in here didn't do things.
RVD was in the crowd. They could have had him in the match instead of Santos Escobar. Like, I don't know. Do something fun.
I mean, you had to have him in there so Penta could show that he's not part of Legato.
Yeah, he fought against all the people that they don't want to put him with.
Thank God.
Like I said, get it all out of the fucking way right here, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because Penta shouldn't be mixing it up with none of them unless it's on the tournament circumstances.
We got Otis in the match. Him and Chad Gable went at it, which was cool.
Now we got to talk about number 7 to get to number 8.
Yeah.
And this was ridiculous.
Oh,
Braun Breaker. He's fucking fantastic. Braun
he's
Breaker.
so good.
He really is the future of this business, and
his cousin's coming.
Every time the lights are on him bright, like he shines.
Yeah, because it's tan.
So good. He looked so good in this match, and of course ended up with the most viral moment of the match, because the next entrant in the Royal Rumble at number 8 was Akira Tozawa, except he got attacked by Carmelo Hayes on his way out of the ring, which that was weird. I get what they
thought
were,
it was funny.
But why Carmelo, and why, I don't know. I feel like they could have come up with a little more of a creative thing here.
I mean, it made sense because Carmelo is just like a spoiled baby bitch,
Sure.
So,
but I don't know. They're on separate shows. Like Akira's just, I don't know. Akira just looks like a total bitch here and doesn't get to get any revenge.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he's
he's
one
one
of
of the cursed
right now.
Yeah,
True. But obviously the whole point of this was to have him brought backstage, Triple H panicking because now they don't have someone to enter in the Royal Rumble at number 8. So he calls upon I Show Speed, who was backstage in Gorilla live streaming.
Who
And he
previous
pushes him
to
out
this had tweeted out saying, I think I'm ready for a shot at WWE. Like he was kind of teasing this a little bit.
yeah. And then there was clips of him, showing his fans or whatever that Triple H was FaceTiming him and calling him and asking, giving him permission to stream the Royal Rumble and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, this was well promoted. I mean, it was obvious that he was going to do something at the show, and
I wasn't expecting that though.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
when it first panned back there, I thought it was going to be Adam Pearce because he was standing right there.
Yeah.
oh, interesting.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, so they push him out there. He doesn't suspect a thing, but they have music and a Titantron queued up for him, and he makes his way down to the ring. And to everybody's surprise, he ends up eliminating Otis.
Yeah.
With Braun Breaker.
Right. And then he does like his little, I don't know, taunt that he does, and then a backflip. And Braun Breaker runs at 100 miles per hour and spears him half.
Fucking takes
This
his head
was-
off. Like fucking cuts him in half.
Insane.
It was amazing.
This is one of those hits they don't let you do in the NFL anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. There should have been a flag thrown after this.
Yeah.
This was
the hardest running hug I've ever seen.
I thought he died. It looked like he smacked his head so hard off the mat.
Mhm.
I don't know how he wasn't concussed. Apparently he he did like skin his leg real bad
Yeah, it looked
somehow.
gnarly.
I don't know how that happened, but
Fucking ring burn from when you skid across the ground after the hit.
well, it could have been that, or it could have been when after the spear, Braun Breaker gorilla pressed him above his head and then threw him out of the ring onto Otis, who caught him and proceeded to do a fallaway slam, yeeting him all the way like on top of and like over the announce table.
Yes.
He got fucked up. Like,
He
say what you want about him.
up.
Kudos to iShowSpeed for taking both of these bumps and providing a memorable viral moment. So
Also, after
Good
this
on them.
happened, he then followed up that tweet with, "I think
Yeah.
I'm done with the WWE."
Also, to add to that, he let Bianca whip him with her braid.
I did see that, backstage during his.
That's cool.
It would, you know, I really don't. I mean, that's not my thing as far as like, you know, personal entertainment or whatever. I mean, I know who he is because of his status, but I don't really follow a lot of his content. But I would like to question the validity of his elimination because Otis was the one that eliminated him, and Otis was already eliminated. So does that count?
Otis is eliminated. Braun Breaker threw him over the ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Otis caught him. He didn't hit the ground.
Yeah, but he was still sent over the top, and then his feet hit
By
touched the
Braun.
ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Braun
So-
threw him over the top rope, which initiates the first requirement of an elimination in a Royal Rumble. The second
Yeah.
requirement is for both feet to touch the floor,
Yeah,
which he eventually
Oh,
did.
and that happened.
I thought, Otis caught him on the ground though, right? Before he touched, right?
Right.
Yeah,
And then
but
he
that doesn't matter.
threw him.
Yeah, I
then he
know,
touched the ground.
but Otis was already eliminated, so the elimination would fall on to Otis because
Yeah,
No.
and Hulk Hogan eliminated Psycho Sid. This has happened before.
Hey,
Yeah, there's
man,
nothing
I'm
that
just
says there's the rule is just you have to go over the rope and both feet have to touch the floor. That's the only requirement. Someone doesn't have to do it. Drew Carey eliminated himself. Like it doesn't it doesn't matter. Anyway, the Royal Rumble continued on, and what was like the next big moment or surprise? I mean, Jacob Fatu entered his first Royal Rumble at number
Yeah.
12.
well, shit,
Uh,
number 15, duh.
Yeah. Say
My
his
pick,
name and
by
he
the way.
appears. Joe
Yeah.
Hendry. The second big pop of the night that also made our very own Paul Griffin very happy.
We all thought he was on a boat.
Well,
Fuck that
no,
boat.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
apparently he canceled that or something, which I mean,
No.
like,
No, it was
Yeah.
he wasn't supposed to be on the boat till the second.
no, but he also like never showed up to that anyway.
Oh, okay.
I heard.
Oh, well, fuck
He
him.
just like canceled that whole thing.
He
But
was like, "Have you seen
uh,
what's happening with all these planes? I'm not going anywhere."
True.
cool moment. He didn't really do much in the match. He lasted about 3 minutes. He like hit a couple spots on the Miz and
He did enough though.
had an interaction with Roman Reigns, which kind of surreal to see.
Mm-hmm.
I saw someone online say that Joe Hendry is going to be selling Roman Reigns, Joe Hendry 8x10s for like the rest of his life.
Also,
but-
they added
Good for him.
30, they also added the 30-second stat by Sheamus. Anybody see that?
What?
He stood there in 30 seconds in amazement of Joe Hendry. He believed for 30 seconds during the
Oh.
Rumble.
Uh,
And then I don't know. We had Roman Reigns was in the match. Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura. Jey Uso entered at number 20.
Mhm.
Wildly over. We'll talk a little bit more about him in a minute. AJ Styles
AJ
returned
Styles.
at number 21 with
Hell yeah.
his old music, which thank God.
Thank God.
Pretty please. Another interesting thing that was spoke about upon the internet or whatever with the release of 2K25 coming out. Joe Hendry did an interview saying to where he would like to be a part of the TNA DLC if 2K would make it, but he didn't say, you know, not a lot of the current talent to be on there, but like classic AJ Styles, you know, all those old people that are there on the roster now or whatnot. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it kind of seems like a layup with
Mhm.
with you know.
And when he say stuff like that, it made me
Awesome.
think like, partnership, get some of that old footage so we could play on TV, willing and dealing by the WWE.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't mention it earlier, but we did see signs of that on the show when for the tag team match they had a video package and they showed some Motor City Machine Gun TNA footage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could get the.
Which is
I
cool.
think I said this on the Discord. We could get the entirety of Paparazzi Productions in this game. That'd be very fun.
Yep.
Wait, that was Kevin Nash, Alex Shelley, and who else?
What did Shelley and Saban?
Was
Yeah, I
Saban? Was Saban in?
I sure thought
I
it
don't.
was.
I don't remember. I was never a big TNA guy, to be honest.
Mhm. I mean, we got the main event Mafia. Anybody remember that? Booker
Sure.
T, Kevin Nash, freaking Kurt Angle, Sting.
No, it was what's his
Oh.
name? Austin Aries.
Yes, that's what
In
it was.
Paparazzi
Shit.
Productions and Johnny Devine.
Mhm.
Don't
A
think
lot of tie-in here. We can make up.
Anyway, John Cena, big match. John showed up at number
Mhm.
23. Very.
I thought it'd
nice
been
to see
cool
him
if it
back.
would have been 25 because it's
Why?
25th year, right?
Oh,
Mm.
no,
I thought it was his
Debuted.
25th.
no, he debuted in 2002.
Either 2 or 3.
All right, well, it's close. Maybe.
Anyway.
I don't know. I don't know math.
Best in the world. CM Punk entered at 24, and of course Seth freaking Rollins at 25. Match
don't
is getting
know.
pretty stacked at this point.
Yeah, I don't know why I was surprised by Dominic at 26.
I was too. I just totally forgot about him
Same.
being in this. Because of course, you get down to the last 10 or so, and you're like, oh, who's left? And you start doing some, math in your head of like, okay, well, we know Sami Zayn's in this. He was advertised. We know Logan Paul was advertised. Like, trying to narrow it down. Like, what other surprises are we gonna get? And we just didn't get any. The men's match really didn't have anybody except for Joe Hendry
And AJ Styles coming back. And Speed,
and,
of course.
Speed. And yeah, I guess Styles was technically a surprise. It feels like he hasn't been gone that long, so
Mhm.
it didn't feel.
I don't think it really needed any big surprise though. I thought it held its own.
No, yeah, that's the thing. Is right. This match was very well paced and well booked.
Yeah.
The mid-20s, all the big stars starting to get it in, and this is where you're like, okay,
Yeah, I didn't
any one of
sit
these
here.
guys.
Yeah, I didn't sit here doing the men's rumble expecting anything, big surprise wise to happen or whatever. But like I did with the women's match though.
But that was the thing going into the show. It was kind of like the big intrigue was like, ooh, the women's match. Don't really know what's going to happen. A lot of opportunities for surprises here, as far as returns and appearances, and hopeful. People hoping that AJ Lee would be there and stuff like that. The
Mhm.
men's was more anticipation of like, wow, I have no idea who's going to win because there's so many different stories that could be told, and there's so many ways they could, achieve that. So, not complaining by any means when I say there wasn't many surprises. Just pointing it out, I guess.
Mhm.
I do think we need to talk about 27 was Sami Zayn, 28 was Damian Priest, LA Knight got in there, and then at number 30 was Logan Paul.
Yeah, so I forgot, even though we talked about it, even though he was advertised, but for him to come in at 30, I was like, oh shit.
Makes sense. I'm pretty sure the other Rumble that Logan was in, he was like towards the end of it as well. It makes sense to have the guy who's not as experienced.
And I would like, and I would also argue to where like this makes sense for him to be in this spot, because if he was in the beginning, you would think you would do something with him. I mean, you would, instead of Penta being the Iron Man, it would be Logan if you put him in early. That's the only thing I would say about that.
I don't know. I don't think he has the stamina or the not like physically.
I mean, you really don't
has this
I
stamina.
don't think you
like,
really need it. He can hide in the corner like everybody else do.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyway, we do have to talk about one of the biggest stories coming out of this match was the elimination of Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
Several reports came out after this match that Drew McIntyre had stormed backstage and was upset that, quote, someone had to get their shit in. And he, I think, allegedly like left the arena or the stadium early. I don't know. There's been a lot of conflicting reports. Some people are like, oh, it's a work. Some people are, it's a shoot. Some people are like, oh, whatever.
Well, I'm just glad it wasn't a work shooting.
But
Jesus.
one way or the other, there's definitely something to be said here that like his elimination was very weird. It was very unceremonious. It was clunky. Like Logan Paul and LA Knight are doing their thing. They're about to have like a standoff in the ring, and Damian Priest just kind of starts pushing Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre ends up like bumping into LA Knight, and then he just gets dumped over the top rope. And the commentary didn't even really like make a big deal of it. They were just kind of like, Drew McIntyre's eliminated. And like the whole thing just felt weird. Like, I don't know. Drew was like leading up to Raw. He had the big promo against Paul Heyman, you know, about Roman Reigns and like eliminating. And like, he was kind of a big part of the promotion of this match. And he wanted, you know, revenge on CM Punk, and he wanted to eliminate Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, like all these things. And he just like didn't do anything in this match. He didn't interact with any of those people. He didn't interact with CM Punk at all. And I don't know. It was very weird.
Do you think this is kind of becoming his character's MO or anything like that? Because like we also had the interview to where, you know, he expressed his dismay about the time that he was off and whatnot, how he was at home with his family, and he was realizing, you know, how much the business doesn't care about him and so on and so forth. And he would, you know, just, it's just been a rash of things like that to where it caused controversy online, and, you know, for us to talk about it in a way to where like, you know, what the fuck is really going on or whatever. Do we feel like this is enough of a trend to where like,
yeah, because he did this too.
He's playing the internet.
Yeah, he did this too when Punk returned. Like there was the reports saying that he like went to the locker room, got all the shit and left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then
he's going to go on Matt Cardona's podcast next week and air his grievances.
Well, so he allegedly stormed out after Punk, and that ended up leading to the best business he's done of his entire career.
Yeah.
So I do think it's possible that like he's kind of trying to recreate that formula, and because there's reports that are saying that the Mania program is him and Damian Priest, and apparently he's not thrilled about that. Mm-hmm. And I could very much see like, okay, Drew McIntyre gets told you're working Damian Priest at Mania, and he's like, I'm going to try to make this matter because it doesn't really have any stakes. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I could see him trying to kind of push this narrative of like, Damian Priest is below me. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? And like Priest then, you know, proves him wrong and beats him at Mania or something. I don't know. But,
yeah, I think all of it's a work. I don't think any of it's not completely pre-planned.
It also, it does kind of seem like a dumb feud for me. It really feels like, neither of these guys, we don't have anything for you. Let's just put them together, because all roads were leading to like some kind of bloodline related thing for Drew McIntyre.
And it kind of seems like they paired back of that too.
Yeah, because like his whole thing recently, you know, he's been going after all the people that are associated with bloodline, and I know it's the like OG bloodline that he has a problem with, but why not somehow get to like him and Jacob Fatu at Mania? That could be interesting. Jacob Fatu's clearly getting over with the crowd as a face. Why not like turn him face and put him up against Drew McIntyre?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's far more interesting than Damian Priest, but I don't know. We'll see where they go. Otherwise, of course, the biggest story coming out of this was the eventual winner. We had before that, we should really talk about the stare down with CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and John Cena. Yeah. Or not Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. Mm-hmm. Which eventually led to the elimination of Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns by CM Punk, who then promptly got dumped on his ass, by the way. Like, that looked like it hurt, by Logan Paul.
And then they continued to brawl outside the ring while the Rumble was still going on.
I think Seth Rollins, like, killed Roman Reigns.
Dude, he
that was
stomped the shit out of his neck.
With both feet. That was personal. Like that was.
Holy shit.
I don't know if he did that on purpose or not, but that was one of the sickest curb stomps of all time. Chaos ensued. All signs are pointing towards a triple threat with these guys at Mania, and I gotta say, I'm sure the match is gonna be awesome.
Well, I also saw some people saying like, "Oh, this is the Elimination Chamber."
Yeah, me.
Yeah, your people.
What, like those three guys are going to be in the chamber?
Yeah, it's like I figured it would be like Cena, Rollins, CM Punk, McIntyre, and who else? You could Priest. I mean, all those guys. Just put them all in there.
I would like that. I don't know. I hope CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns just feels like such a, I don't know, like a cop out or like a compromise that I don't like. Like, there's so many better options on the table. Roman Reigns versus CM Punk 1-on-1 would be fantastic. If they wanted to run Punk and Rollins back, I don't think it'd be my top choice, but like I would get it. And it just feels like, I don't know, like these guys couldn't agree on what to do. Rock ended up backing out, so Roman can't do that match. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It just seems.
And it also, like, if Punk is in that Elimination Chamber, I would, you know how I feel about him, but like it makes sense to me that he would kind of win, because otherwise, I mean, I'm saying this because I don't think he's grown enough yet, and that motherfucker really want that main event spot at WrestleMania.
I was about to say, does that triple threat main event over one of the world title matches?
No, that's what I'm saying. That he should win the chamber so he can get his main event at one of.
I mean, that'd be great. I said this a couple weeks ago after the Cody and Punk promo. I think that's your match. I think Punk should win Elimination Chamber. And
I kind of feel like that when they both entered this company, so it's just like, all right, that makes sense.
I think night 2's main event of CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes for the title is huge, and maybe you just do Roman and Rollins 1-on-1. Yeah,
and then I was just like, we want to get bloodline batshit crazy. Jey already got his stamp ticket. You let Roman win the Elimination Chamber, and it's Jey against Roman.
I've already seen that match, and I hated it.
Yeah, not a good idea. What is a good idea is Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. Call up Dean Ambrose. What's he doing? Nothing good these days. Get him over there, and let's finally get that Shield triple threat at WrestleMania that we've been deserved for a decade.
I don't think he wants to do that.
I don't think anyone wants him to do any of the things he's doing now. So
I think we need a blockbuster trade in the world of wrestling.
Yeah. Let's Luka Doncic the fuck out of John Moxley and get him out of there.
Dog, I kind of believe it could happen within the next 3 years. I'm willing to put.
Who do they got to trade over to? Trade Drew McIntyre. Boom. Perfect. We've done it.
What?
Trade Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre for.
Don't do that.
John Moxley. Do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that, actually.
Drew Galloway can win the AEW World Title, and we can get the Shield triple threat.
Who's he gonna fight? Big Bill?
Yeah. I was gonna say he dwarfs most of the people in that company.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why I make him a compelling champion.
The final two of this Rumble was John Cena and Jey Uso. Because
who would have thought in 5 fucking years that this would have happened?
Well, so I should say, I guess the final 3 was Jey Uso, John Cena, and Logan Paul.
Who would have thought in 5 years that would have happened?
Which at this point I was like, oh, okay, Jey Uso is obviously getting eliminated, and then the final 2 is going to be Cena and Logan Paul, and then Cena's going to win. Like, great, obvious, but sounds great. Logan Paul gets eliminated, and I texted you guys like, weird choice to have the final 2 be Jey Uso and John Cena.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
oh, that's the end. That's Cena's winning. Yeah, done.
Yeah, like Cena's winning.
Automatically.
Like I had a friend over who, like, the Royal Rumble is the only WWE event that he consumes every year, and he would like look to me and was like, "Oh, Cena's obviously winning, right? Because who's gonna win the Rumble? Is it John Cena or the Yeet Guy?" And I was like, you know what?
Genuinely
You're right.
shocking. Genuinely shocking. Because at least with Logan Paul, it was like, oh, like, you know, he had that promo on Gunther. He wants Gunther at Mania. Like, I could see that happening. I could see them doing look.
Because the
So,
fact
like-
is Logan Paul too. Yeah.
Yeah, so like, okay, sure. And then John Cena obviously was like a huge favorite for this match. As soon as Logan Paul gets eliminated, I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? And then
Oh.
John Cena gets eliminated, and Jey Uso wins the fucking 2025 Men's Royal Rumble.
Dog, let me tell you where I was in time. So I watched the Women's Rumble. You know, I was able to watch it in my hotel room or whatever. You know, we went to eat. You know, I told you my delicious meal, and I watched the Women's Rumble. So everything in between was me preparing to go to the Cat Williams show. So when the Rumble started, the lights just went out at the Cat Williams show. So like the show was starting the same time the Cat Williams show was starting. But, you know, the headliner doesn't start the show. So, I mean, I got a whole bunch of filler. I got 2 musical performances. You know, I got 3 comedians that came out. I had a host out there doing her bits and everything. And then Cat Williams came out. So I watched the whole entirety of the Men's Royal Rumble just as Cat Williams stepped on stage.
It's a lot of feelings to be bringing into a Cat Williams performance.
So it's just like, I watched the whole Rumble. It got to the final 3-2, then the winner. I was like, what the fuck? And then my wife saw it because she liked all the, you know, the bloodline, everything Samoan about all that. She loved all them. So she seen it. She's like, oh, this is cool. And then Cat Williams walked out on stage. So I was like, yay, yay. Fun stuff.
Weird time. So I feel like everyone has mixed feelings about this. I feel like,
I mean,
it just depends on who he picks. It's just like,
yeah.
It just
It
depends on
definitely-
who he picks.
Don't do
I
Gunther
think-
again.
I think this is the most shocking Royal Rumble winner of all time. Maybe you could argue Del Rio in 2011.
Mhm.
If it-
And
if
he
that
and
or-
he won a 40 man.
I mean, I guess
don't
you could
know.
argue maybe Vince.
Sure.
I mean, business wise, this makes sense though, because he's
Yes.
so fucking over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
It's
that's
just
the thing
like-
is like,
Ugh.
there's no denying his overness. He
Yeah.
moves merch. Like, I don't know. This would be like if Zack Ryder had won the 2011 Royal Rumble. Like, and I don't mean that as like a
You know, being funny,
a-
but it's serious. He was
as a
popular.
no, like he was hugely over, and they did
Yeah.
not capitalize on it,
Exactly.
and that was a mistake. I think
Now,
This is
now
them
let
capitalizing on it.
yeah,
now they're
exactly.
capitalizing on it, which like, yeah, why not fucking push your biggest merch mover and your most over act?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you see,
But it's
my
still
my issue is that this is going to lead to one of the greatest WrestleMania entrances of all time, and then
All
the
that-
bell's gonna ring,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be less exciting
I,
because Jey Uso is gonna be wrestling at WrestleMania.
Yeah, because like
Only-
it fucked me up because like this was before we got privy to the stipulation of the Elimination Chamber. So Jey Uso being able to pick whoever he wanted to fight. All right, he wins that right because he won the Rumble. But like I thought this Elimination Chamber match could have been for a title, you know, but now it's just for a chance at a title, you know,
Yeah.
and it kind of makes it kind of shitty to me, in my opinion.
yeah, that's the thing is like I don't know. I don't necessarily want Gunther to not be champion at Mania, but like maybe he somehow drops it because what doesn't make sense to me about this result is that Jey Uso just lost to Gunther like 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the matches were not that good.
And
So, like-
so did Sami Zayn, and so did
Uh,
Chad Gable.
I guess, and like, but are they really just gonna run that back? Like that just seems so. Eh.
Yeah,
And like, there's
I mean,
no way that closes either night of WrestleMania. Like, I'm sorry. Like, no matter what
well,
Punk does,
it
that's
has
closing.
it has to, because that's why we got the Elimination Chamber still. Because like you said, it's Punk, and you know, as much as I don't like that motherfucker, it makes sense for him to get his main event shit so he can get that off his bucket list, so he can get the fuck out of my face. So he's gonna win the Elimination
He should
Chamber,
get it
and he
because
can
he
have
deserves
one.
it. Because besides, I mean, Jey Uso and CM Punk are their 2 most over acts. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just very surprising. I'm here for the ride. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
I don't hate it.
He eats it.
Yeet.
Yeah, I mean, people always say they want something surprising, and this is about as
And we got
surprising
it.
as it gets.
Yeah. I'm here for it. I'm genuinely want to know what the fuck is about to happen.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what's about to happen right now. We're gonna take a break. Thanks for sticking with us, folks. This is it's been a marathon. I feel like, we all just pulled the Roxanne Perez and got through our Royal Rumble discussion. But when we come back, we've got a few news stories to talk about that are kind of some fallouts from the Royal Rumble, as well as people not having jobs anymore. And then later on, we're going to talk about some of the television that happened, including, yes, believe it or not, we are going to talk about AEW.
And welcome back. Thank you for joining us for our next segment here. We in the B block. You used to hear me call out what block it is because that's what I do on the other show. But we got some news here. We're going to talk about one, Alexa Bliss, who did make her return here in the Royal Rumble. And it's word on the street that she signed a new deal with WWE. Duh, right? How we feeling to have her back in the fold?
She's very missed, clearly by the reaction at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Fans have missed her. I've missed her. I think enough time has. It hasn't been too long, but it's enough time has gone by where like the dynamic of the women's division is different enough that there's a lot of fresh stories and matchups that could be had with her being back in the fold.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they don't just fucking pair her with these Wyatt losers.
She's going to be
I'm-
spooky best friends with her previous best friend, Nikki Cross.
Yeah, that's your next women's tag champs.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then they can fight the witches. Where they been at?
Yeah, where they been at?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Eva Fire and,
Isla Dawn.
Isla Dawn.
Yeah, I feel like they've got to get the tag titles off of Bianca and Naomi before Mania, right? Like I don't see Bianca being in a title match again tag match again this year.
Mhm.
I think
And I
I
know
think
go
maybe
ahead.
her and Jade 1-on-1.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
going to ask, because I mean, I know we talking about Alexa Bliss right now and the potential matchups or whatever. That could be one, but we missed Jade in the Royal Rumble.
I was about to say, yeah, that was the other surprising thing is that we didn't get Jade.
Yeah, no Jade, no Becky. Very interesting.
Mhm.
But you have to imagine they're not going to miss Mania. So yeah, I feel like I don't know. The reason I'm bringing this up now is because I feel like they get the tag titles off of Bianca and Naomi, and you guys are probably right. Like Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross either go into Mania as champions or they like win the titles at Mania.
Mhm.
I could see that happening.
So, aside from the spooky business, who all we want to see Alexa Bliss wrestle? Give me two opponents of your choosing.
Oh,
Lyra Valkyria,
Okay,
but she's on Raw. So
I
I
mean, it
guess
could
I don't
happen.
know.
I mean, it doesn't matter. We're not being brand specific, just in general of the free roster we have here, NXT included.
I think her and Chelsea could do something fun.
Mm-hmm.
NXT included, Roxanne for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of like a slam dunk for me right there. That's probably another reason why you would see her on the main roster soon.
Tiffany Stratton.
Mm-hmm. I'm liking what you're picking. What you got, Noah? What you thinking?
Jade Cargill, goddess versus goddess.
Yeah,
That'd be
tall
interesting.
versus small.
Jade would probably be able to throw her around. That would
Yes.
be interesting.
All right, you got one more, Noah.
Let's see. Stephanie Vakir, perhaps.
Nice. Kaz, what you thinking?
have we had Alexa and EO yet?
Ooh, that would be
you
good.
son of a bitch! You stole it from me.
I was trying to think if she was still around when EO got called up. I can't remember.
Well, I want.
They
What's
had a
your-
Raw
if it-
match in 2022.
Did they? I'd like to see it again. Let's hit it.
All right, you got one more.
Let's go. Let's go Lash Legend. Let's do something weird.
Yeah, fuck it. You like you like all the things I like. So my two, I'm a pick just for sheer size factor. Alexa Bliss and Candice LeRae. And maybe Alexa Bliss
and BFAB, so that Alexa Bliss
so
can
Paul can blow
comparatively
up.
look like that, and also so comparatively Alexa Bliss can look like the best wrestler of all time.
And then you know what? While you're bullshitting, making the jokes, I was going to say that for the same fact. That's why I'm a high five you virtually right now.
Yes, there you go.
Imagine they feud and BFAB pins Alexa Bliss.
Oh my god!
I think wrestling will be over. I think that's the series finale of wrestling.
Here's what sucks. BFAB's got a good look. She just doesn't have anything else.
The work, the acumen. Yeah. Speaking of not having work anymore, Duke Hudson has been released from WWE.
Oof. This is
Are
weird.
we sad?
This is this is weird, right? Because usually when WWE does releases, it's usually like in waves. But this was just like, we're done with this one. Bye. Like he is the only person released like lately. It's weird.
Yeah. And then like we haven't even heard from Andre Chase. It's just like nothing of that. No Thea Hale, no freaking Riley Osborne, nothing. None of them have been around. And then just out of the blue, poof, Duke is gone.
Yeah, are we just done with Chase U now?
Well, story wise, yes, but I don't know what we're doing with these people. I mean, Thea Hale has some kind of upside. There's a sect of the wrestling fans that love that lady, but
I like her.
Yeah, I do too. But what is a destination of Duke Hudson that we kind of anticipating? I mean, I don't think he's AEW worthy right now. But I think TNA might be a thing. But at the same time, that's kind of like the same thing at this point, right?
Right. NWA.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Sorry.
I don't know. That could probably work. You might get paid.
Maybe
in peanuts. In Kaz, you think maybe Gleet or somewhere in the Japan realm would suit Duke Hudson well?
I was thinking Arby's, but sure, I guess. I don't know. I don't actually know. I've only seen him. Excuse me.
Don't die on us.
I've only seen him work a couple times. I don't really know how well he would fit there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he is a ROW alone. He might come back.
I mean, he'd be better than what's his fuck?
AJ Francis.
Yes.
Or Scripps, who never showed up. Yeah, but he will be missed. It's sad when someone loses a job, but
it does seem that the internet's taken to him really well after that video he put out, though.
Yeah, he put out a video after the release of him interviewing himself or whatever. I mean, I didn't really get into it or whatever, so I couldn't give you the context of it. But seek it out. People been talking about it. Speaking of people that will be missed, John Cena will be missed after this year, but in the meantime, he has declared himself in the Elimination Chamber. And heard him say in the press conference, he's not skipping the line or anything like that, but his tenure here in the service that he's put into this company or whatever warrants him a spot in the Elimination Chamber, a bye, if you will. So, I mean, do we all agree?
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
Like
he's out filming a
what the
movie,
fans
so
want.
like he's not going to wrestle on Raw and be able to, earn his way in like that. So why not?
Mhm.
Yeah. And I feel like it's his, final tour, right? I feel like the fans want to see him in as much stuff as possible. So
Mhm.
it makes sense.
Yeah, good stuff. Cass, I had to ask.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he's closer to the end. Do you think in some way, in somewhere, that we'll get the retirement tour that we all deserve? John Cena versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. They're both going out this year.
I think it happens after Tanahashi wins the world title. Yes,
Why you got to say that?
because it's happening.
Come on, man. Don't put that out there, man. You put
Tanahashi-
John Cena versus Tanahashi out there, but don't put that out there.
Tanahashi wins it the anniversary show. Cena wins at Mania. Title for title.
Come
Let's
on,
go.
dog. Now, if we getting ridiculous, okay. But just the other way you said it, nah. Let's not do that. Yeah. So I'm excited and kind of sad at the same time because we just ticking down toward the end of this man's run. I mean, he wasn't here a lot anyway, in the latter part of his career. But when people say they're gonna hang it up, it's just like, oh man, we could have had so much more. But we just appreciate what he has given us. Any other news, gentlemen? We got any other thoughts?
There was the scuttlebutt going around that people in WWE don't like their music, at least the Def Rebel music.
Yeah. I mean, we don't like it, so I mean, I imagine the talent don't like it.
Yeah, I think it's always this time of year very apparent that that's the case, especially because with the Royal Rumble, like there's so many themes that play, and you're just like, who the fuck is that? And you have to wait till they appear on stage or their Titantron like says their name.
Yeah.
The music sucks. It's unrecognizable. Even Alexa Bliss, we didn't talk about. She came back with like a remix to her theme, and while it's not terrible, like it's probably one of the better Def Rebel things because at least they kept her like, kind of like the opening notes or whatever. And it's not just like an audio file of her saying like, I don't know, what's her catchphrase?
Put glitter bliss, sparkle bliss.
Yeah. So there's that. But yeah, most of the themes fucking suck these days, and they need to cut ties completely with Dev Rebel.
Yeah. Because who was before them? It was CFOs or something like that. I think they did pretty good, given
in hindsight, yeah. But people didn't really like them at the time either. No one's really liked anyone except since Jim Johnson left. But
yeah,
even Bailey was like on. I don't know if it was one of the top streams or up down down or whatever it was, but she was like basically outright saying that her theme song sucks.
Yeah, it does, because I mean, she's not like that character anymore. Like when they debuted that music, so time to switch it up, homie.
Yeah, it sucked then, but now it's worse now.
Yeah. So like that was another thing. You bring up Bailey, side tangent. There's a picture going around the internet now of Bailey taking pictures with her fans. Cora Jade, now she having some interaction with her on the roster. Roxanne Perez, now she's having interaction with her on the roster. And I think even Laya Valkyria, now she's having interaction with her on the roster. We're missing the fourth horseman of the fandom experience. Will we see? Yes. Yes.
I mean, probably eventually.
Yeah, because I mean,
will we see what? I didn't hear that.
We're missing Izzy to complete the fandom experience.
What the fuck? Who's that?
The ponytail girl that was at NXT all the time when Bailey was wrestling, the one that Sasha Banks took a bull red. Yeah, Izzy.
She's like 10.
No, she's not.
No, she's
she's the current professional wrestler right now.
Shut the fuck up.
She is an adult right now. She is currently holding championship gold.
Yep.
What?
We're old as fuck.
Yes, Cody. We are old as fuck. Well, I am extra old as fuck, but you are old also.
Damn.
Come on.
Also, speaking of Bailey, she was announced for the NBA Celebrity All-Star Game.
Yeah. Which Cody, did you see the comment that Punk put on her Instagram?
Something about a BBL, right?
Yes, because Nia Jax
Basketball
accused of him. Yeah. It was basketball lady.
Excellent.
Yep. But that's all we got in the news here.
The news.
We're going to take this quick break, last one of the show, and then when we get back, we just recap a little bit of what happened on television, and then we'll get you on out of here for the evening or morning or whenever you're listening.
Welcome back to the show. We are going to talk about some professional wrestling television. Not a ton to talk about this week, just because, like, SmackDown happened, but then the Rumble happened, so who cares what happened on SmackDown? So really, let's like for WWE, let's talk about some Raw, since it is the fallout of the Rumble.
Yeah.
Jey Uso opened the show. A 15 minutes of yeeting, it felt like.
Yeah, I mean, there was not a dry yeet in the place.
I mean, just undeniable overness. Like I don't care what people say. Like, oh yeah, it's just a word or a taunt or a song. Like, that's what getting over is, and it works. And I've never seen in all my history of watching pro wrestling someone make their entrance and the crowd starts chanting one more time.
Do it again, yeah.
For their entrance. Like, we've heard plenty of one more time chants after a finishing move or like a big spot or a weapon usage. His fucking entrance, and they chanted one more time. And Jey Uso, kudos to him, had the savvy to be able to queue up to the cameraman in production and be like, run it back, let's do it, and go and do the entrance again, because it fucking is over like crazy.
Yeah,
insane visuals, very good, much needed to put to rest all the people being like, I don't know if him winning the Rumble is the right idea. Like, yeah, say what you want about and then the bell rings, but fuck it doesn't matter. This dude's moving merch, he's gonna sell tickets.
No, let me tell you, when I first thought this was like something cool as shit is when they went back in WWE 2K and fixed his entrance.
Yeah, last year, and then they just gave him the same entrance this year, and now it looks extremely outdated because he doesn't come through the crowd, and the crowd's not going apeshit. I hope they updated it again this year, because especially after Raw, it's like, how could you watch that and then 2K proudly puts out his entrance, and it's like, a fraction of the hype that
the
his real one
whole
is.
Experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Entrance. But yeah, he did a whole promo about how excited he is about winning the Rumble. Then Gunther comes out. They have some confrontation. Really hope that this isn't leading to them having the match at Mania, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, but also it was just kind of like the formula for the night as far as the winners went. He's like, I'm gonna go talk to my man on SmackDown, and I'm gonna make a decision then. And then you have Charlotte come out later. Kind of the same thing, but the opposite effect.
Yeah, the opposite effect, because the interesting thing about Charlotte is that she came out and really seemed like she was trying to do a babyface promo about how she got hurt but she worked real hard to get back, and the crowd just booed the shit out of her the whole time, and you could see it was affecting her. I don't know if she was just selling or if I feel like that was genuine.
She has always gotten to, and it's always been apparent. I mean, anytime she always let the crowd rattle her. Always. She tried to manage it a little bit, but I mean, she has always gotten to. And you know why they booing her, right? One, because she didn't get all of it. Two,
that's always true.
LOL, Charlotte wins.
Yeah. Well, as it people don't like that. Like, and I feel like some people like are happy to see, like, Cody is, excited to see Charlotte back because Cody likes Charlotte matches.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Cody's excited because
That's the thing. It's
we
like
get more sound bites for our show.
it's so interesting. The two Royal Rumble winners are like the complete like antithesis of one another, where
Yeah.
everyone's like, you can't deny how over Jey Uso is, and then the bell rings, right? Charlotte Flair, total opposite. People like have go away heat with her, but then the bell rings and she fucking delivers. Like, I don't care what you say. Her match with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania a couple years ago was
like,
very
good.
Yeah.
Incredible. One of the matches of the year. Like
the one where Rhea suplexed her face into the mat.
Yeah, like
she was supposed to flip out of that, but shit happens.
Yeah. Say what you will about her not getting all of it, and her moonsaults aren't the best and stuff like that, but her matches make you feel something and they're exciting. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to her spot at Mania, and especially if it's against Tiffany. Rhea Ripley comes out on Raw and they tease that, and it's like, yeah, I could see them also going that route because it makes sense. Let's complete the trilogy. Let's Rock and Austin it. Let them wrestle at Mania again. But I don't know. Rhea won the last one, and I don't really need to see. I don't really need to see it again at this stage. Like, I think Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte is much more interesting.
And the only
especially after this reaction, right? Because the crowd wasn't super into Charlotte, and they're pretty into Tiffany right now. So,
yeah,
why not?
Soon as this situation came up, automatically Tiffany sprung into my mind. But like the utter gall and fucking audacity of her to be like, I'm gonna go down to NXT. I was like, oh, you motherfucker. Because goddamn well you ain't gonna fight Julia at WrestleMania.
Yeah, she did it before.
She did it before.
Yeah, she did it to Rhea. So
she ain't gonna do it to Julia though.
Yeah, maybe she does.
It'd be a good match.
Yeah, exactly.
Psych. It ain't happening.
Yeah, and then we had Elimination Chamber qualifiers. For the women, we had Io versus Liv, which was like they put on a good match, but then it ended in some shenanigans. Yeah, disqualification, which you don't see in WWE a lot these days. Like, when it happened, I was like, oh right, disqualifications. Like,
yeah. The fans were boo-boo about this, so much so that Liv had to go on the internet and explain the rules of wrestling to them.
Yeah.
Funny.
Like, explaining how disqualifications work. Yeah, that was crazy to see. But yeah, so Liv moves on into the chamber. And then for the men, we had CM Punk versus Sammy. Which again, this match rocked.
That's an understatement. This match was incredible. It's the first match getting added to my match of the year list.
Holy shit.
I think it was perfectly wrestled. Like, I think something that I've realized, especially in this match, is that one of the reasons I enjoy CM Punk so much is that everything he does feels real. And like, from his promos and his lore and the rumors surrounding him and all of that stuff, but his in-ring work too, like, it feels like a fight. And him and Sami Zayn, like, they were scrapping, and it was a real struggle that could be felt, and it was palpable. And I don't know, this is the first time these two have ever wrestled, and it was incredible. I love this match.
Sami Zayn.
No, it takes two to tango. Both these guys. I'm not giving all the credit to CM Punk, but I'm saying the fact that these two have never worked together and they went out there and had that match, it was phenomenal.
Sami Zayn.
Yeah. It was a sizable match too, like over 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't feel like it though. It even with the commercial breaks and everything, like, I wanted more out of it.
Yeah, but you did get more after the conclusion of the match. What happened though?
Well, CM Punk won.
Yeah,
which is great, qualifying for the Elimination Chamber. And then They exchanged pleasantries, and then Kevin Owens came out and attacked Sami Zayn,
giving him a package power driver. Crazy shit.
Yeah, it's still weird seeing that in a WWE ring.
Because like they don't do that here. And
Penta
it's like
does a version of it.
no, they don't do
Kinda.
that. He don't do that. Nah, it's more meaningful here because like everybody do a fucking power driver. They do all the moves that kill you everywhere else, but here like it's very seldomly done. So like when you see it, it's just like, oh fuck. You know?
Yeah, and Kevin does it really well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Sami Zayn gets hurt real bad, and that's what we send the show off. I really like the trend of Raw being a 2.5 hour show.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird, but I don't hate it.
It means I get to go play video games sooner, which I'm okay with. But yeah, I felt like this was an exciting episode of Raw. It really like advanced a lot of stuff. Really gave you a lot of reasons to be excited about things. And then kind of the opposite on the other side. AEW Dynamite this week. Just like, endlessly confusing, some like light spots in places that, I am interested in, but very overall, just like, what are we doing? One of the things I liked was...
Yeah, tell me more. I hope it's what I think you're about to say.
Yeah, so the Hurt Syndicate, comes
out,
that's
it.
They are hyping up their tag team championness, and then we get a surprise return from the Guns, who has like one of the top 5 entrances in the company, right? Like that's undeniable. Their entrance is so cool, and the crowd loves it.
It was cooler when they used 50 Cent.
Mini Men, yeah.
Yeah,
but I mean, hey man, rights, right?
Yeah, and also like I think this is cool because the Guns are former champions, and I think they're very underrated as far as like AEW fandom, I guess. But yeah, I like where this is going. They challenged the Hurt Business or the Hurt Syndicate for their championships. I don't think we have like a specific date for that, but it's exciting nonetheless.
It might be building up to Revolution.
Yeah. And then so preceding this next thing, like Hangman and Max Caster had like a backstage like interview / altercation.
That was kind of silly.
Yeah, that was silly. But then that led into MJF coming out to do a promo about how
old people.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett sucks. And then like he gets like distracted by Hangman's music for a second, but Hangman like decides to focus on Max Caster still. And then Dustin Rhodes comes out.
Only looking like a hot dog on his arms.
Yeah, and just like cutting this whole promo about how disrespectful MJF is. It's the same promo that I feel like Dustin Rhodes always cuts these days.
Yeah.
Why is MJF feuding with old men? Why is he doing this? I don't get it.
I don't like it.
It seems like he doesn't like it either. Like just like the energy that he's bringing to these segments is just like, whatever. I don't know what we're doing here. But a thing I did like, I think this was probably the highlight of the show for most people. Was the women's match. We had Mariah May on commentary. Then Queen Aminata comes out, and
which I was excited for.
She was gonna have a match against Timeless Toni Storm,
then
but instead we get Mariah May's music in Titantron. And it's like, wait, what's happening? And then it pans down, and it's Tony dressed as Mariah with like the lower third graphic saying that it's Mariah May, which I thought was a nice touch.
Yeah. I mean, Justin Roberts queued it up. He was just like playing the role of Mariah May, Timeless Tony Storm.
Yeah, and she's like doing all the mannerisms of Mariah May. It was very good.
The outfit, boy.
Yeah, that's the other thing the fans were excited.
I'm doing the hand thing. The chef kiss.
Don't do the hand thing. Okay.
Oh, that hand thing.
Yeah.
Well, I almost did the other thing, but no. Yeah, I enjoyed this shit. It was cool.
I thought she did a good job, like, you know, like doing all the mannerisms during the match too, and like really mocking Mariah, because like also kind of like getting the like shit kicked out of her, like, oh no, I suck, and you know, then eventually winning the match. But I thought that was all played really well.
Yeah, and it was, you know, Mariah did a good job on commentary as well to point out the fact that, like, hey, she's mimicking the things that I've done, which would play into the performance even more because she is mimicking the things that you've done.
Yeah.
You know, so that was some good stuff. Mariah May is top notch. I mean, just facial expressions during the whole thing or whatever. Commentary. I mean, not commentary. The camera people did a good job of capturing all that and everything. So kudos to them in that aspect. But I thought the whole segment, the whole match and everything, even Queen Aminata, who I adore so much, I didn't want her to lose, but I mean, she had a good showing, so it was fun.
Yeah. And then the main event of the show was so they were building up this like Swerve versus Ricochet match a lot. Like that, you know, there's blood involved, you know, threatening Prince Nana's life with scissors. Like the video package they had just like had both of their faces covered in blood and stuff. And then what that resulted in was just kind of
a regular
normal match. Yeah. Like, I don't know why this wasn't like a street fight or, you know, some kind of
lights out match or some shit.
Yeah.
You know?
But no, it was just a normal match that honestly had a pretty silly finish because Swerve was going for the Swerve Stomp, and then Ricochet like put his arms out and wing-dinged him in the wiener.
Yeah, and the referee didn't call it because he was defending himself and inadvertently hit the groin.
Yeah, which resulted in Ricochet getting the pin.
Yeah, at least they're trying.
Something. I'm assuming this isn't over.
Oh no, of course not.
Yeah.
Especially after you took his shiny coat.
Oh, that's right. He did take a shiny coat. We all love when wrestlers have a hat and then the other guy takes the hat. Anyways,
I saw it.
But that's pretty much it for TV this week. We had the whole big rumble to talk about, so I definitely feel like this has been a sizable show. But other than that, we didn't get all of it. But we'll try again next week. You can subscribe to Didn't Get All of It wherever you get your podcasts, wherever your machine catches those podcasts. Write us a review, and if you really like the show, tell your friends, post about us. Consider joining us on Patreon at patreon.com/Fatal4Pod. That's Fatal FOUR Pod. For only $3 a month, you get ad-free episodes and full access to the exclusive Discord where stuff is happening all the time. Your support goes a long way, so thank you for subscribing, reviewing, and joining the Patreon if you have or are going to. Fatal4pod.com. And for myself and the rest of the Fatal 4, we'll see you next week. Enjoy your game.
You've been listening to a Fatal 4 podcast. Subscribe today wherever you get your podcasts and visit fatal4pod.com for more episodes, merchandise, and info on the Patreon.